I want to know who you are. You won't tell me your name. You won't tell me if you're bonded. You're a public official. Are you bonded?
Mr. Durham, I'm not going through it. Mr. Durham, I'm not going through that.
You got to give me your bonding information, name, address, and your policy number so I can make sure you're adequately insured. I'm not driving ever again in life. I travel, so I don't need a license to travel. Are you honoring your oath, sir?
I don't know what the purpose. I'm not here to answer your questions. I can tell you that, Mr. Durham, as far as regarding questions that don't have anything to do with the arraignment.
Today, we're taking a deep dive into the bizarre world of sovereign citizens, and trust me, this case is something else. The individual in question is in court, passionately arguing the infamous "I'm traveling, not driving" defense. Yes, you heard that right. According to him, having a driver's license is optional, unlike the rest of us who follow the law. It's surprising that some still believe this argument holds up, especially when the law clearly states that operating a motor vehicle requires a valid license. But here we are. Now, the real question is, how will the judge handle it? Some judges take a firm approach, while others struggle to keep control of the courtroom. What do you think? Will the judge shut this down quickly, or will it turn into a drawn-out debate? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if you love content like this, don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's get into it.
Court waive formal reading and her plea of not guilty. Mr. Durham, the court scheduling a pretrial date on this matter via Zoom. You must attend February the 27th, 8:30 a.m., 36th District Court in front of Judge Bryant. Understood?
I hear you.
And this is a very serious non-assaultive allegation, Mr. Durham, and the court has concerns that you missed a court date on this matter, as well as two other matters that we're about to handle. And your capious history, Mr. Durham, tells the court you do not listen to the court as ordered to appear, and that's concerning where if the court were to release you on another personal bond, sir, you treat it as you have in the past and disregard court's orders and simply not appear. And that's unacceptable, Mr. Durham. You must appear as ordered. So the court, based on your capious history, take into consideration the information presented by counsel, including that limit to employment status as relates to the ability to postpone the nature of the charge, as well as the information alleged in the investigator's report, is setting, based on your capious history, is going to continue the bond set by Judge Bryant of 110%. Is that an affordable bond?
It's not.
Okay, so on that matter, the court is setting an unaffordable bond redetermination hearing. During this bond, you are not to purchase or possess a firearm or any dangerous weapon, and you are not to drive any motor vehicle unless you have a valid driver's license. Is that understood?
I don't drive, Your Honor. I travel. I'm not driving ever again in life. I travel, so I don't need a license to travel.
Well, yes, you do, Mr. Durham. There's no traveling behind a motor vehicle. I'm not arguing with you, Mr. Durham. Excuse me?
I've already read the Supreme Court case law. I have a right to travel, sir.
Okay, well, I have a right to impose bond and conditions of bond, Mr. Durham, and I'm telling you, whether you call it traveling or driving, there's to be none of that behind a motor vehicle. You're not to travel if you're operating a motor vehicle or drive. No driving or operating of a motor vehicle, regardless of what you call it. Understood, Mr. Durham? No driving or traveling if you're the operator. Is that clear? And you're not to leave the state of Michigan. Is that understood?
Did you catch that subtle yet deliberate choice of words? Instead of saying, "I understand," this sovereign citizen said, "I heard you." Believe it or not, that wasn't random. It's a key part of their strange legal strategy. Many sovereign citizens genuinely believe that avoiding the phrase "I understand" somehow gives them a loophole to challenge the verdict later. In their minds, if they don't verbally acknowledge the ruling, it won't hold up. Of course, that's not how the law works, but it's fascinating how much effort they put into sidestepping basic legal principles that are clearly written in black and white. At this point, how do we get them to follow the laws like everyone else? Do we need stricter regulations, or is this just an ongoing cycle with no end in sight? Let me know your thoughts, because it sure feels like their numbers are only growing. Now, let's jump back in.
No driving. Or traveling. Okay, I said no traveling either.
Driving is up.
No traveling. Just put that as a positive. No traveling.
But that means I can't even go to court if I can't travel. I can't leave my house.
It's via Zoom. It's via Zoom. It's via Zoom. No traveling. The court dates are via Zoom. No traveling unless court ordered.
That's a violation of my rights. And I will appeal this in a higher court.
Did you want to address this traveling? Counsel,
I'm sorry.
did you want to address his argument that he can't, that he can travel?
He's going to comply with court orders.
And that means no driving and no traveling, is that correct? Counsel? No traveling, unless court ordered. Yes, it can't leave the state of Michigan, and he cannot, would he drive or travel, which my understanding is him operating any motor vehicle. Is that understood? Thank you. Okay, Mr. Durham, this is a very serious allegations. Again, you have a capious history on this matter. The bond was set by the judge when you failed to appear. You have a number of capious histories on this matter. It looks like you were originally given a personal bond, then you failed to appear on about September 1st of 2022, given a 10,000 cash surety, and then you failed to appear again December 14th of 2022, and then a judge will give you another 10,000 cash surety. I, as a magistrate, as counsel stated, have no, one moment, I'll let you address the court. One moment, Mr. Durham. Have no authority to amend the capious bond as set by the judge for your failure to appear. So for that reason, the bond is going to be continued as set by the judge of December 14, 2022 in the amount of $10,000 cash surety. During this bond, you are not to purchase or possess a firearm or any other dangerous weapon. No driving, no traveling unless court ordered. You will be fit with the GPS tether under house arrest if you're able to make bond. And no use of any alcohol or illegal controlled substance. Is there anything further, counsel?
I would respectfully ask the court to reconsider the GPS tether, Your Honor.
He's missed court in every matter before the court this morning, so no.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
No, I haven't.
Anything?
I done came to court a couple times on Zoom, on a tether. I done been to court.
But not all of the times it does not appear, Mr. Durham. It looks like you missed court more than once on that matter that we just handled. Anything else on this matter, counsel?
On account of the county jail. I missed court on account of the county jail. They wouldn't take me to court. I missed court because of the county jail.
Of course, he's not to blame, at least, not in his mind. That's the common theme with sovereign citizens. Nothing is ever their fault. It's a constant cycle of denial, where they reject responsibility and act like the law simply doesn't apply to them. They claim the courts have no jurisdiction, insist they've broken no laws, yet somehow, they'd always end up in jail. Ironic, isn't it? Their logic is like trying to argue with gravity. It's not going to change reality, but that won't stop them from trying. In this case, the bond is relatively low, yet it seems this individual can't afford it. That raises the question, will he be stuck behind bars for a while? Maybe a little time to reflect will actually do him some good. It's hard to imagine someone waking up one day and randomly deciding, I'm a sovereign citizen now. More than likely, online content fuels these beliefs, often preying on vulnerable individuals. But where does it end? Let's see how this one plays out.
Had a capious on this matter as well as the matters before the court previously, and that demonstrates to the court that you failed to appear as ordered, and that's concerning regarding your intention to appear and handle this matter. It looks like you're on a personal bond by the Honorable Magistrate Ramsey Heath, where you failed to appear on or about December 14, 2022, and a bond was issued at 10,000 cash surety. I, as a magistrate, have no authority to change that bond as set by the judge. So the bond is going to be continued, taking into consideration any employment status presented by counsel as it relates to ability to post bond, as well as your capious history. During this bond, no use of alcohol, no illegal controlled substance. You're not to purchase or possess a firearm or any other dangerous weapon. If you're able to make bond, you will be under house arrest, fit with a GPS tether prior to release. There's to be no driving and no traveling unless court ordered. Okay, any questions or statements, Mr. Durham? You are being recorded. Anything you say can and will be used against you. And on that matter as well, you're getting an unaffordable bond redetermination hearing on January the 19th, 2023. Judge Sabri at the 36th District Court via Zoom. Do you have any questions or statements, Mr. Durham?
Yes, I do. This question is to the magistrate. Are you honoring your oath?
Before you say anything,
This is your turn.
everything you say right now kind of will be live for on YouTube. Please do not say anything right here. I would like to see this actually, because I try to protect you, okay?
That was your attorney speaking and giving you advice.
Are you honoring your oath, sir?
I don't know what type of.
You'd think after a direct warning from his own attorney, he'd tread carefully, but nope. Instead, he went ahead and asked a question so absurd it had absolutely no chance of changing the outcome. At this point, it's almost comical. Honestly, there should be a rule just for sovereign citizens, something like an automatic week in jail every time they start reciting their go-to script. Just imagine how much court time that would save. Would it be too harsh, or could it actually work? Let me know your thoughts in the comments.
Oath to uphold the Constitution, didn't you? Are you honoring
I don't
your
know
oath?
what the purpose. I don't know what the purpose. I'm not here to answer your questions. I can tell you that, Mr. Durham, as far as regarding questions that don't have anything to do with the arraignment. I'm not here to just answer random general questions that have nothing to do with your arraignment, Mr. Durham. So if you have any questions regarding your arraignment or your court date, you can please let me know.
I want to know who you are. You won't tell me your name. You won't tell me if you're bonded. You're a public official. Are you bonded?
Mr. Durham, I'm not going through. Mr. Durham, I'm not going through that. The nature of my employment.
You got to give me your bonding information, name, address, and your policy number so I can make sure you're adequately insured. Just in case you want to violate my rights, I got to make sure you're adequately insured. Are you a public official and are you insured?
My name is Chief Magistrate Wilfred Courtroom. I've answered that question regarding binding, Mr. Durham. That's not something that's going to be addressed today.
So you're not going to put that on the record?
I'm just not entertaining a question that makes no sense during the arraignment, sir.
It makes no sense to ask you if you're bonded. And what's your bonding
If
information?
that
That
makes
don't
you
make no
happy,
sense.
Mr. Durham. I'm bonded if that makes you happy, Mr. Durham. I do have a valid bond as indicated by statute. Mr. Durham, I'm not getting in the back and forth. Counsel, do you have anything further with Mr. Durham?
How about the number of the bonding company? Can I have any of that so I can contact them? I got to be able to contact them.
No, Mr. Durham, I'm not. I gave you, I let you know I was bonded. My name is Chief Magistrate Clerk at the 36th District Court. That's the information. Okay, Counsel, we can try anything further. Mr. Durham, I've said more than once, we're not going through that here today on the record. So, Mr. Durham, if you have any questions about your arraignment or court date, otherwise, we're through with the arraignment. Counsel, do you have anything further?
To give me the name of the bonding company.
Unless you have anything else, Mr. Durham, we're through with the arraignment.
Did anyone else catch that? It almost looked like this sovereign citizen was on the verge of tears as he walked away. Let me know if you saw it too, because, for a second there, it really seemed like he was about to break down right in court. But honestly, this hearing was refreshing to watch. Too often, judges let sovereign citizens ramble on, turning the courtroom into a drawn-out spectacle. Not this time. This judge shut it down efficiently, never getting tangled in the nonsense. It was like watching a professional handle a tough case with complete control, a rare sight for sure. And here's something to think about. What exactly does this sovereign citizen believe he's accomplishing by asking if the judge is bonded? Does he really think that's some kind of magical key to freedom? The level of belief in these conspiracy theories is truly mind-blowing. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want to see more, don't forget to like and subscribe. And seriously, let me know your thoughts on this hearing. Judges who handle these cases well are rare, so this one stood out. Thanks for watching, and take care.